Off my camera real quick. I'm not gonna start until I see it on the stream. The 2026 NJSSL flag football draft. It's great to be back for the first time in league history. We are live from somewhere that is not in Jersey. This live stream is being held from Seattle, Washington. So completely a solo here. I'm going to have some people hop on as we go, but really excited to get this draft going. And let's get right into it with some of our league updates. If there's any issues with the live, I have my comments over here. Let's please keep it interactive. Let's keep it fun, and let's go. So first, as you guys know, we have 6 teams. We have 190 players. We reached our goal just a few minutes ago. So thank you to Onby, thank you to MDAS for helping us get to our goal. We have 5 regular season weeks, 3 playoff weeks, as we know. The top 2 seeds, they get a bye. First 2 will have a bye. The 3 will play the 6. The 4 will play the 5. The locations are still to be determined. This year, it's been harder than previous years to really get some traction as to getting a consistent field. It's not like an issue that we haven't had in the past. So it's something that we will communicate as best we can. One thing I can guarantee is that we will have a field. It's just really a matter of where. And if you have any questions, you could contact anybody on the board between me, between Amdaz, between Onby. Special shout out to NZ as well. I'm sure you guys have been observing over the last couple of days. We've been having more posts on our Instagram story. We expect to have more posts overall on our socials, and he's been helping out with a lot of that. So I want to give NZ, who is the captain, a shout out. And again, post draft, we're going to have a post draft recap live on Instagram at NJSSL Sports League. So if you don't follow yet, do follow. I'm going to make it private for the stream on Instagram. So let's see who we got in the comments. We have MJ, Natani, Sayadan, Farhan. Let's get some more hype in the comments, guys. Cool. So now this is a lot of the questions that I got over the last couple of, honestly, like since the last year. Like, what are going to be our rule changes? This is what we should do. This is what we should not do. Real quick for the upcoming season, some new rules that we're going to implement. So first of all, we're going to do 1st and 10 instead of 1st and 20. We want to promote some more offense. We want to have more high scoring games. So no more of those 2-0 finals. No more, Vali Mirza having these fake wins, 3 championships. Actually 2, because he won one with me. The second thing, this is kind of something that we took from the World Cup, and especially because of the weather. We still expect it to be hot. So instead of 2 halves, it's going to be 4 12-minute quarters. We're going to keep the offense and the defense on the same side of the field on each half, and we're going to switch as we usually do. So in the first and second quarter, we stay on the same side of the field just to keep the hype. I mean, keep it going. Let's keep the hype in the chat. I see. Like Mom is in there now. Next, a rule that we took out is you no longer have to be 1 yard off like the line of scrimmage. And as I mentioned again, we had the hydration breaks. As far as camera, as far as what we're going to post on our YouTube, you guys saw from soccer, we have our new camera system that is from a higher angle. It kind of goes on its own, could track the ball. So that's one thing we'll have. We'll have the live score. So as we saw in soccer, the production quality is a lot higher than recording on a phone or on a GoPro. Something new this year as well is I was able to get us a Starlink. That will help us get more improved quality, and hopefully we could get a live broadcast of each week straight to YouTube. We're going to talk to Red, we're going to talk to MB, see at some point if we can implement some live commentary for each game as we go. So we no longer have to wait a few days or even a week sometimes for the game to get uploaded. So excited about the Starlink. That is still a work in progress, but like it's in Jersey, we have it. We just need to test it. And I'm sure as you guys all saw as well, I want to give a big shout out to Jose Maclay. Want to give a big shout out to to Onby. They have done great work with our site, NJSSL.org. So if I believe most people who are playing have an account over there, you can see our league history. But please, it's still in the early stages. Please provide your feedback. Anything we could do to improve. Yeah. Okay, so that's not Shazan's mom. That's probably him himself. Great. Real quick, this is something that we have to preface, and I'll be the first to take accountability for it. Is stricter behavioral enforcement. I know it's something we talk about like every year, but it has to be reinforced. So me, On, and MDAS, we decided of a new way to conduct how we enforce penalties as far as behavior is concerned. We can't combat everything, but we can combat as much as we can. So anything in the past is in the past. We're not going to use that as a precedent for any decisions we make in the future. Uh, However, because of some actions, we've already suspended some people for things that they did in the soccer season that will now carry over into the the football season. That kind of sets the precedent, sets the tone that that stuff will no longer be tolerated, and the no cursing rule remains completely in effect. And the new thing we're going to implement this year is that I know that in the games, sometimes as much as we tell the referees that enforce cursing, sometimes they like have it like they think it's okay. But at the same time, if we see it in a game, if we see it on tape, we have the right to enforce penalties as needed. Cool. Now I know I took up a ton of your time. Part of it's on me being on the West Coast, just with the timing. So 6 teams. The draft is snake. We're gonna try to make it as fast as we can, approximately 1 minute per pick. And our captain. So first we have Zen Ahmed. He will be our picking first for um, the draft. He is a first time captain. And I got to say, I will acknowledge a lot of the feedback I've gotten. Like, why is Zen Ahmed captain? Why is Zen Ahmed captain? I'm going to defend Zen here because one thing that Zen has always done, he's always been like, he's always helped our league. He's always volunteered. He's always offered his help. Even going back to previous basketball seasons where he did not play, he was recording, he was scorekeeping. That's the kind of stuff, that's the kind of energy that we need in a captain. And I understand that some people have their pushback on Zen, but I think this is a great opportunity for him to lead and to get a good team together and hopefully prove a lot of people wrong. So I'm rooting for Zen Ahmed. Second pick will be Zahir Rizvi. He is a veteran in this league. He has played every season. This is his first time as captain since playing on the Ravens, where that team did not do as planned. So I'm sure he has a different strategy. The third pick will go to MB Murtaza Nandakwi. I believe this is his first time as captain, although I could be wrong. He's one of the best offensive linemen in the league. We'll see about how that has an effect on the draft and something we'll talk about going forward. Abbas Natani will be our fourth pick. He is somebody that I played with. I've won a championship with. This is his first time, I believe, captain as for football. He was a soccer captain. Fifth is Dubs. He was my captain for the Lions when we won the championship. This is, I believe, his second time being a captain. And then, of course, my captain from last year is NZ, one of the best pass rushers in the league. So that will be picks 1 through 6 if you look at the snake. Cool. We're going to go live at some point on the Instagram, as I mentioned, and whoever wins, like whoever comments, I got a text from Shazan. Whoever comments, the most, whoever has the most fun. If you have not yet, if you were not part of the first 25 participants, you could get free arm sleeves. I also want to shout out our 6 sponsors. We have not yet assigned teams to sponsors yet. We're going to see post draft based on who gets picked where, and we will adjust as needed. But our first time sponsor is Soul Fried Chicken and Brown Book NJ. We're going to try to work a lot more with them, have some catering done, but we're definitely excited to have a new sponsor here. Like Motherland, as we know, that's NZ. Um, he was a sponsor last year as well, as was SNS Motorsports. So we thank both of them for coming back. Spine Strong, that is a new sponsor as well. Shout out to Zahir. He will give more information on that, I'm sure, in the coming weeks, as well as Protect Auto for our boys Akbar and Jafar Rizvi. And of course, our longest lasting sponsor is Timeless Creations. They have been a sponsor for us since the beginning. They have won multiple championships. And talking to Shoja Uncle, he has won every championship as a sponsor, except the one that he wants to win the most, and that is football. And he said that this year he is really, really inclined to get that championship for Thomas Creations. And here we go. Some pre-show notes that I wanted to talk over, that I wanted to acknowledge. The player pool is not as deep as it was in previous years. That is something I've been hearing, honestly, since I made the presentation, as opposed to how many people we have now. The player pool has gotten significantly deeper. There is a shortage on O linemen, so we'll see. Is that a strategy that our captains will try to implement, like in the draft? Over time, we're going to discuss, pick candidates, pick out players. But I see your comments. I see a lot of guys are having fun. Some people are pretending to be their mom. But hey, I keep an eye on them. Let's talk. Let's have fun in there. I was going to do an interview with some of the captains, but for the sake of time, we're going to skip that. Um, And then yeah, I had a mock draft as well, but we're gonna skip that as well. Okay, great. And then Fazan, if you could help me get the live draft board up, or is that something I have to do on my side? I got a text from Heather is that he better be the one to be the first viewer and get the arm sleeve. So we'll see how he does. Hi, everyone. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Ali Ahmed Shah, the commissioner of NJSSL. Like super excited to have you guys here. Um, and yeah, I'm waiting on Fazan to help me get this draft board going. Or honestly, let me see if I can do it myself. Really quick, just bear with me, guys. This reminds me a lot of our first draft. Okay, great. Okay, cool. I think we are good with the draft here. This is on our website. So if you don't want to follow along on the stream, you can follow along njssl.org. So with that, the 2026 flag football draft is officially open. Zan Ahmed is now on the clock. Again, we will have some guys join us over time. A lot of the possible candidates here, as we see on the screen. Hossein Abdi is the first overall pick. A lot of talk was, hey, who would Hossein Ahmed take? We were hearing a lot of Ali Mirza. We were hearing a lot of Farhan. It is inevitably Hussein going to Zain Ahmed first overall. They played together on the Cowboys. Hussein is arguably the best player in the league, still looking for that first championship in football. But it is Hussein who ends up being the first pick of the draft. On the clock now is Zaire Rizvi. Zarabai was the captain of the Ravens that lost the play-in to the Bengals a few years ago. The best player on that team was, I mean, I don't want to say Halim Mirza because he didn't do too much that year, nor that he does anything any year. But at the same time, he is a captain. There is talk. Who does he take at quarterback? Can it be Farhan? Can it be ZJ? It shows we have 81 players. I think that's correct because we have 6 captains as well. I just got an update that Abbas Natani is not yet logged into the draft. He's picking at 4, so let's continue it as is. Natani is on the live stream, so thank you, Abbas Natani. Zarabai is still on the clock here. And Zan Joffrey is the pick at number 2. ZJ, he has been a quarterback in every season. It is ZJ who is the pick for Zarabai at number 2 overall. ZJ also is a quarterback looking for his first championship. Murtaza Naqvi, the third pick, one of the best offensive linemen. I believe he has a strategic advantage here because of the shortage of the offensive lineman we talked about earlier. Murtaza Naqvi could possibly wait to get an offensive lineman, but that will be for the third and fourth round. We'll see where he goes here. Will he reunite with Hali Mirza, who he won championship with on the Falcons? Is it Farhan, the MVP, the two-time MVP, I believe? I believe those are really the only two realistic options here at the third overall pick. Oh, wow. Murtaza Naqvi takes Ali Ahmed Shah at number 3, the two-time champion, coming off 2 not as impressive years, but previously. But Ali Ahmed Shah goes 3, and right after him, Natani takes the quarterback. Tahir Rizvi goes 4. So Farhan Essen has fallen to number 5. Ali Mirza has fallen to number 5. It is a run on quarterbacks here in the first round. ZJ, Ali Shah, Taha Rizvi are going 2, 3, and 4. Would be really surprised if Doves passes on Farhan here at number 5. Let's see where it goes. And Farhan is the pick at number 5. Last year's MVP fell to the number 5 pick. That is a surprise. I don't think that's anything anybody anticipated, especially Ali Shah and Taha Rizvi going over Farhan. That will be a big talking point for the post draft analysis. So Dubs gets Farhan at number 5. NZ is on the clock, and he takes Shahrukh at 6. So Shahrukh ends up going in the first round. Question with him is not talent; it's always will he show up. Looks like NZ and him have had a conversation, and looks like he will. But the question is now, who will be the quarterback? How will NC handle this? The top 4 quarterbacks are already off the board. Does he go with a Shiraz? Does he go with his like a Mumtaz? Does he go with the Adi, or does he just go for skill? A similar approach to NQ of last season. Can it be Adil? Yeah, that's a great point by Sayyidan, I believe, in the chat. Or no, that is MJF. So let's see where NZ goes. That's the end of the first round. Hussein Abdi, ZJ, Ali Shah, Tahir Rizvi, Farhan Ehsan, and Shahrukh Naqvi. Now, Dubs took Farhan. Oh, Jafar Ali Khan is the pick for NZ. So it's Shahrukh and Yafa. That is an insane combo with already a great pass rusher in NZ. The same as last year with NQ. Who will be the quarterback? They had the talent, they didn't have the quarterback. Let's see what Dubs does here with the pick. Does he go Vali Mirza? Does he go Mehdi Jafri? Does he go with the pass rusher, the best pass rusher in the league, arguably, in Raza Merchant? Still waiting on the pick from Dubs. And Ali and Rook locker room issues. Comment from Mehdi Jafri, who's still on the board. Mehdi is asking to be picked really, really bad in the chat right now. And Vali Mirza is the pick, reunites with Mehdi Razvi on the Falcons. So Vali and Farhan are now playing together. Vali is the one who beat Farhan last year. So now Mehdi Jafri is the pick. Natani takes takes MJ, and now we look for NB. Took Ali Shah in the first round. So a lot of the top players on the board. I guess most of the surprise here is who is going to be taken here for Murtaza. He took Ali Shah in the first round. We'll see where he goes. And Qasim Rizvi is the pick for Murtaza Naqvi. So Ali Shah and Qasim are back at it again. Unfinished business from the past season. It is Murtaza Naqvi taking Qasim Rizvi. Ali Shah and Qasim are back together on Murtaza Naqvi's team. So now Zarabai is on the clock. He took ZJ. Where does he go here? Ali Bungash. arguably one of the best players in the league. Availability is the question just because of the sheer drive that he has. Talent is never the concern. Does Zarabay give ZJ a target? The best targets right now on the board is Ali Bangers and then Zan Mumtaz. Adi Shah is also there as well. Would he go to possibly Zan Ahmed, give Hussein that quarterback? Or does Zan Mumtaz have the history there? Let's see where Zarabay goes. The John Nukwi has now entered the comments. Professor thinks that Raza Merchant will be the pick here for Zaire Rizvi. Let's see. Zan Jaffrey taking long for picking. That is nothing new. That is a historical tradition we've had in the draft. Raza Merchant is the pick. So Zaire takes Raza Merchant, one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in the league. Single handedly won that Falcons game for the Falcons, and Adisha is the pick for Zanamba. That's who he goes inevitably. So Hassan has a quarterback in Adisha. It's time for him to step up to grow into the consistent quarterback that he has potential to be. He has one of the best arms in the league, so we'll see if he could finally take that next step, having been an APAC of QB on multiple teams, having won a few championships. Now that he's older, now that he's in college, it's time for him to step up and become one of the top tier quarterbacks in the league. I think he's very capable, and having Hussein Abdi as a target is for sure something that will help him. Now, you have a quarterback, they have a receiver. Zen Ahmed, the defensive lineman. Where does he go here? There's a connection with Zan Mumtaz from MFI, with Shabibai from MFI. Does he go Ali Bangers, a Swiss Army knife, could play anywhere on the field? And it is a boss, so you get the offensive lineman. That's a great pick by Zen Ahmed. It is a boss, had a pick six on defensive line. So Zarabai is now on the clock. And Shabibai is the pick for Murtaza Nukwi. And look at that offensive line. You're building a wall between Murtaza Nukwi and Shabibai. Ali Shah has his quarterback. So Murtaza Nukwi's team is coming together really well. About Natani now on the clock. Taha Rizvi now playing with Hedi Jaffrey for the first time. And Faizan Razi, the defensive player of the year last year, goes for the fourth pick of the third round. Natani takes Faizan. So Natani, he's taking an almost an all-doll team here. Between Taha, MJ, and Faizan. Love the comments in the chat. There's 34 people watching. Keep it coming. David Sparman has also entered the chat now as well. Hi, David. It's good to see you. So waiting on the pick from Dubs here for Han and Pali Mirza. So looking at a very speedy team here, especially for that Hedy Razi offense that I know very, very well. And I know that it does will put him in the best position to win. And it is Akbar Rizvi, one of the best pass rushers and offensive linemen. He gets the offensive lineman, defensive lineman Akbar, a former award, and now NZ. He's taking Sharuk and he's taking Yafa. The question is the quarterback. Zan Mumtaz is on the board. I believe he should be the pick here for NZ. You get the quarterback. ZM, I don't know what his schedule looks like, but he is the clear cut quarterback option remaining. And it's Mo Sid that goes to NZ. Played with him last year. Mo Sid, one of the most prolific receivers in the league. NZ reunites with him on Team Motherland. Still no quarterback though. It makes you believe that does NZ have something up his sleeve? Is there a conversation that was had with somebody? And it's on Hurchin is the pick for NZ. So Dubs is now on the clock. Dubs taking Farhan, Vali Mirza, and Akbar Rizvi. So they have the quarterback, they have the skill guys, they have a lineman. And this is where the part in the draft where a lot of the questions start to come in. Like you look at Yasser Rizvi, one of the best pass rushers like in the league. He's going to miss the first 2 weeks. Heather Abbas, his schedule is super unpredictable. Same with Mosman, same with his Hamamtaz. Is this where people start to look down? Like you got Miz, you got Zunair, you got Sayed Zach, Ryan Yadina. There's still a lot of quality talent on the board and still way down the board with guys like Bobby, AB, HK. This is in by no means in order of talent. This is just in order of who got picked in what order last year. And ZM went 13th overall last year. He's fallen a lot compared to that. Is he the pick here? We got Farhan, Vali, and Akbar Rizvi. Taking quite a bit of time. No surprise from Ali Mirza. Wishing in the future we could start to enforce more draft timing penalties. That's a story for another day. Still waiting on Dubs here. Let me shoot a text over to Anand to get this thing moving a little bit. Okay, and there we go. Heather Abbas is the pick. Now, the thing with Heather is, in terms of schedule, he said playoffs only. He could come maybe 1 week here, maybe 1 week there. Historically, that has really not been the case. Mehdi Raza goes to Murtaza Nakwi. So good For Mehdi, he got the ring on my fin last year. He's played in high school. So Natani goes with Mehdi Reza. And Zunair Rizvi is the pick for Murtaza Naqvi. So a big bodied receiver opposite of Q who could play in the slot, who could play outside, with Shabibai and Murtaza Naqvi. That offense is looking pretty good for Murtaza Naqvi. The question is now on what they do on the defensive side of the ball. So just to recap the first round, Hossein Abdi goes one after much surprise when people were hearing Farhanes and or Vali Mirza. Zen Joffrey goes number two to Hazarabay. This is not the first time that ZJ has been taken at the second overall pick. Can he get that ring alongside Reza Merchant and Ali Bangash? Murtaza Naqvi, the captain, Ali Shah, Qasim Rizvi, Chubby Rizvi, Zunair Rizvi. I guess Ali Shah is also technically a Rizvi. So I run around Rizvi's for MB. Is Yasser on the way back? We shall see. Continuing our recap, Abbas Natani with almost an all Dal team. Taha, Mehdi Fizan, and now Mehdi Reza. A good pass rush to shut down corner, the quarterback, obviously. And then there's Dubs, Farhan, Ali Mirza, Akbar Rizvi, and Haider. Question is attendance, because Farhan is set to miss a handful of the season. Who will be the backup quarterback? Will it be Vali Mirza? Are you looking at Zed Mumtaz possibly on the turn? I don't think he gets that far, but is that an option? Nabil Zedi's team looking pretty good on paper. Shahrukh, Yafa, Mosid, and now On was a quarterback on the Bucks. Can he step into that tier one category as a quarterback with the top four that who went in the first round? Some other quarterback options available. Shiraz, he played last year, is an option. Is Mumtaz has quarterback experience? Is he an option? Professor Hassan Ali is also a quarterback option if needed. Still lots of talent on the board. Ozer Rizvi is also a returning player, quarterback option. And of course, the champ from last year, Shazan Raza Khan. He was a captain last year. That's why you're not seeing his name as much, but he is available. Some people have texted me why is Shabir Sayed falling so far down the list. He has schedule issues, but we shall see if he gets taken anywhere around here if someone's willing to pay a couple weeks. Ryan Alidina goes to Zarbay, a really good player in this league. I feel he's underrated every year. He's picked me off in the past. He's a great player, well spoken kid. Look like Zarbay's going for a lot of high character locker room individuals. And that's always a good approach. Zen, but then takes the Miz, Ramizedi, and then Zan Mumtaz on the turn. So he has multiple quarterback options between Zan Mumtaz and Adisha now. Zarabai is right back on the clock. Shout out to Zen for being quick with the picks. So anyone who questioned his captain ability, he looks like he knows what he's doing. He's super adamant and super quick with the picks. So thank you, Zen, for being fast. Hopefully, Zarabai and the rest of the captains could do the same. It's at this point of the draft where I start to get the sense that connections are a lot more in place than in the earlier rounds. Still waiting on the pick for Zaire Rizvi. Quick scroll to show who is available. Shazan Khan is the pick for Zaire Rizvi. Murtaza Naqvi now on the clock. Shazan Khan, the champ from last year. Still waiting on the pick from Murtaza Naqvi. Alisha, Qasim, Shabir Rizvi, Zunair Rizvi. Does it go Yasser Rizvi? Continuing the run on Rizvis. Let me know in the comments you guys' thoughts on the draft so far. Still waiting on the pick. Quite a bit of time being taken here from the captains. We're about 40 minutes into the draft and about a third of the way through. So would like for some faster picks from the captains if we can. Mustafa Hassan, Papi Mus is the pick for NB. So Papi Mus reunited with Ali Shah from Team Motherland. He's picked him off quite a few times. So Ali Shah's kryptonite on the defense is now his teammate. Once again, some speed for a team looking to add some speed. Much needed pick. Papi Mus is the pick. 27th overall. Yasser Rizvi goes to Abbas Natani. So continuing the trend of taking all friends, Natani takes Yasser Rizvi. The pass rusher of the year from last season. Thank you, Abbas, for being quick. Now it's Dubs. Farhan, Vali, Akbar Rizvi, and Heather. Heather with availability concerns. Farhan with availability concerns. Does Dubs take Shiraz? He takes Shabir Sayed at this pick. So another person with availability concerns. But have we ever seen a trio of receivers, or honestly four, between Farhan, Vali, Heather, and Shabir? That prolific. So I see where Dubs is going here. Hamdar Megani goes to NZ on Motherland, looking to take a step forward. And Azadar Megani. Looks like there's a connection there between the two. So looks like NZ knows what he's doing there. Welcome to the league, Azadar. Good to have you. So NZ was quick. He looks like he knows what he was doing. And now right back to Dubs. And now we see. I think this is the part where he patches it up week to week. Farhan is set to miss a couple of weeks. Hadler set to miss a couple of weeks. Shubber set to miss a couple of weeks. So really, week to week, you have Akbar and you have Fali Mirza. Who is the quarterback? Does he give it to Fali Mirza to be the quarterback? Does he get somebody else? We shall see what he does. Hossein Hungish is still on the board. 17th overall pick from last year, so he's falling. Iman Sheikh played with him last year. He's a really good pass rusher. That's a really good pick for Dubs on the defensive line. Somebody we expect there to be there every week. Now, Abbas Natani is on the clock, and he takes me some, continuing the trend. So Zeus goes to Natani. You can already tell that's going to be a fun team. A lot of chemistry between Rizvi and a lot of those guys. And it's Mohsin Bungush going to MB, a guy that fell. He went 17th overall last year. He's had a pick six, well, multiple pick sixes, if I recall correctly, across his seasons. He shut down Fali Mirza in life. So really happy to have Mohsin Bungush on the team. He'll work with John on the registration desk in October. Azai Rizvi on the clock. First pick since taking Shezan Khan. Right, Ali Bungush, Reza Merchant, and Zan Jaffrey. Azadar Meghani, I believe you went in the sixth round because I recall saying Alamdar's name first. Sedan is correct. Here we go. Another lifetime of waiting for somebody to get drafted. See you on 2036. Hizarba, if you hear me, we need you to hurry it up. I think we got to time each captain. I'll give a shout out to Sedan. Like every stream that we do, he's always active. He's always keeping the vibe energy up in every live stream. So Sedan, we appreciate you. And I did not forget the lucky viewer, the lucky commentator will get those free NJSSL arm sleeves. Zara is still on the clock. And Professor Hassan Ali is the pick. Guys in the draft room, let me text on and Mesh real quick. We could hurry up these picks. And Taha Ali, the big offensive lineman, goes to Zan Ahmed. Zan Ahmed taking kind of long for the first time in this draft. I guess he's allowed to, being that the other captains have taken far longer. Asad Bukhari is the pick. Now Zarba back on the clock. Please be quick, Zarba. Shazul Kazim is right. It's definitely been more than a minute. That's one of the feedback we're gonna take into account, and for future drafts, try to implement. I think we need an auto draft future here. Zahed Mumtaz goes to Zarba. And Zaman Heather is the pick for Murtaza Naqvi, who was a great receiver on the Lions. And Abbas Razvi goes to Natani. So Aisha and Zaman are reunited after a few seasons away from each other. Abbas Razvi reunited with Natani on the from the Patriots. AB also has good connection and friendship with everyone on that team. For Natani, thank you, Natani, for being quick. Quick look at the best available players. Hayan Hussein, great pick from Dubs, like sleeper. NZ on the clock. Mo Hamza Merchant. Shiraz still available. And I believe that was I didn't see who M Cosm was. I'm trying to think who that would be. You guys tell me out in the chat who was M Cosm. Like is it Murtaza Cosm? Oh, that's Joseph Cosm. Okay, it's the end. I got me. So Joseph Cosm is the pick for NZ. TK goes to Dubs, another player with availability questions. Natani on the clock. Jose Montaz says, I finally have a good quarterback throwing the ball. Shade at Shazan Khan, who was also his teammate, by the way. Shiraz goes to Natani. So interesting to see if Shiraz plays a quarterback, a position other than quarterback. Murtaza Nakwi now on the clock. And Syed Zak is the pick. Was the best player on the board at this time. That brings Zarabai up to the clock. $36 picks left to make, possibly 5 rounds. We're past the halfway point. And Jaffer Rizvi is the pick for Zarabai. Quick look at the players available. Waiting on Zain Ahmed for the pick here. Hossein Abdi Adisha, Hector Abbas, The Miz, ZM, Taha Ali, Asad Bakhari. Ali Sheikh goes to Zain Ahmed. Qasim Hussain, Gas goes to Zain Ahmed as well. They have a kicker. Zaire Rizvi on the clock. Hussein Merchant still on the board. Zaire Rizvi on the clock. And he goes with Ali Bobby Rizvi. Good pick there. And Ozer Rizvi is the pick for NB. Hasnan Rizvi goes to Abbas Natani. He will have a conversation with Shabibai as a result of that pick. Now it's Dubs. Quick recap of round 9. Zainab grabs a kicker in Gas. Ali Bobby Rizvi goes to Zarabai. Ozer Rizvi, like Dr. Oz, goes to Murtaza Nakwi. Hasnan goes to Abbas Natani. Hassan Merchant is still falling. 37th pick last year. Really, really good player. A team that could use someone of a coach. Is NZ's team. Does he go there? Ken is the pick for Dubs. Reunited with TK with Shubber from last year. Reunited with Volley from the Ravens. NZ with the back-to-back to close out round 9. We're just over the 1 hour mark into the draft. Through 9 rounds, even though a lot of the guys took longer. About 5 rounds left. Expecting maybe another half hour should be good. Thank you, everyone who are viewing, who are watching. I believe we have peaked with the viewership at 32. Hassan Hussein is the pick for NZ. Sabraza is the pick. NZ's taking a lot of guys who are sleepers, who are first time players in the league. So good to have these guys. I believe that's three now who are new players on NZ's team. Doug's on the clock. Look at who is available. Really excited to see the new players in the league. I believe that's three on NZ. I don't. We didn't really have too many new signups this year. So if NZ is the one who referred him to the league, we appreciate that. Again, stay tuned on the NJSSL Instagram Live post draft press conference. We're going to recap with some of the captains, with some of the players, get some of their feedback, have some fun on social media on this fine Sunday. Thank you, everybody, for being there with us. If you're interested in being a co host with me for upcoming drafts in the future, please feel free to reach out. Dub, still waiting on the pick. And the pick there is Zahir Rizvi. Zahir Bhai, I can assure you that there was some influence there from Shabber on that pick, as well as probably Vali. So scroll up. Natani on the clock. over 1 minute for Natani to take this pick. Austin Merchant to pick for Abbas Natani. Coach Austin Merchant. Very serviceable linebacker as well. Waiting on the pick from Zanukwi. Adenukwi is the pick. For Zanukwi, some depth for the offensive line for MV's team. Now Zarba. We'll look at the team. Scroll up to the top. Zarba's first pick was ZJ, the quarterback. He has Reza Merchant on the defensive line. Ali Bangish as well on the defensive line. That's possibly the best pass rush in this league. Ryan Alidina, very good Swiss Army knife. Shezan Khan, QB2 defensive line. Hassan Ali as well, a former wide receiver of the year. Zahed Mumtaz looking to take the next step forward, enter into the next tier of top slot receivers, slot corners in the league. Jafar Rizvi and Ali Bobby Rizvi to round out the team. Where does Arabai go here? Does he go with Syed Asher Ali Shah, who is a project offensive lineman? HK is on the board. Uh, I think the reason he's still available is because of his schedule and availability. And Mohammed Nakwi is the pick. I believe that is MA, though I am not really sure, but I think MA is the pick. So he goes a pick after his dad. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but I believe that is the pick. Back to back for Zan Ahmed here. Yeah, I believe that is MA. Hassan Rizvi is the pick for Zan Ahmed. Also, we'll have a conversation with Chevy. That's the result. We will now look to add a guest onto the team. Saydan Heather is the pick to Zen Ahmed. Saydan's comments on this. Wow, nice. Looks like he's excited to be on Zen Ahmed's team. Is Zarabay back on the clock? Sayed Jalal Zaidi, Jay-Z, is the pick for Zarabay. Adding NZ to this live stream. NZ, are you able to hear us?
Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Are you guys on? It's good. Yeah, talk.
All good. Are you able to hear me?
Yep.
You're on camera, but it's not going to be shown on the live stream because we're sharing our screen.
Okay. Then everybody can hear
Great.
me.
So, yeah, I can hear you, man. Like, what are your thoughts on the draft so far?
I think it started off interesting, but then I think the teams are drafted pretty well this season. At least compared to last season. Last season, I feel like everybody had a lot of holes. Um, but I think this season's good. Um,
Eh,
Hussein Abedi finally gets to play without Zen Ahmed. Or did he? No, he still got. No, my bad. Zen Mumtaz. And he still has Zen Mumtaz.
Yeah.
But it looks like Adi is going to be his quarterback.
Sayed Ali Nakwi is the pick for Murtaza. I'll have to confirm who that is exactly.
I think he's like a younger guy. First
Okay.
season. I think I
Nice.
read that he may have played in high school.
Nice.
I think he's 15.
Usher Ali Shah is
Oh,
also the
no, no,
pick
no.
here.
Syed Ali Nakwi. No, no, that's Ali Nakwi. I don't know if you know him.
That's a very broad name.
I mean, I don't know. I think
We'll
he
see. We'll
moved
see.
here last year.
Nice, nice. We'll get him acclimated.
Usher.
Looks like Syed Usher Ali Shah went to Natani, a good offensive lineman pick for depth. Now it's Dubs. 18 picks left in the draft. And then while we have On Merchant here with us, hey On, but let's talk about your team here. So a similar approach to NQ like of last year, taking some high skilled guys early, taking a quarterback in you in the fourth round. What are your thoughts on that approach? Was this something that you guys had pre-planned, or is this something that came together as the draft played out?
So he obviously mentioned it to me. So I was expecting it. But we weren't completely sure. It would be really awkward because I'm at his house, and if I had to like sit here while not on his team, it would just been like a tough few hours. But it ended up working out. But I mean, a few other captains had mentioned they wanted to take me, so I really didn't know where I was going to go. But he did ask me if he did end up taking me, who would I want? And we got the guys that we wanted.
But
It seems like every single target we got. Um, so it's going the way we wanted it to.
nice. And then I'm sure a lot of people have questions. There's a handful of new players on your team. Can you speak on them? Can you tell us what they're about? How this all came together from that aspect.
Yeah, so Azadar is Alamdar's younger brother. I mean, I've seen him when he was younger, but last year we had a practice with him and he played phenomenal. He does have availability issues, but uh, I have very high expectations for him. So I'm hoping he does really well. Um, Hamza played last season, but he wasn't there. He only played 2 games, but he had 4 sacks, and he had a really good receiving game. The one of the games. Shozeb, oh, he's not new, but Shozeb's
Yeah,
awesome. I don't know how he dropped all the way to the 8th round. Um, Shozeb's really good. Then the next 2 guys, I don't really know them, if I'm being honest. They're kind of flyers. They both seem like they'll add value, but we haven't seen them play. So I
yeah, I
think it's worth
believe.
taking them in the 9 and 10.
Got it. Yeah, I believe the person you took in the 10th round, Usad, he reached out via Instagram, so looks like he had some inclination to play. So that could be a sleeper pick. Ali Abed goes
Right.
to Dubs, and now NZ, who we have live at his house. He's on the clock.
Who
Looking
got
to
taken?
round out the team here. Let's see if we could
Ali
have a quick
Abin.
pick here on by
Yeah, he knows who he wants.
what we like to see. Again, stay tuned for the post draft Instagram live recap. A little sneak peek here with on by as we're rounding it out. Reg is the pick. Last pick of round number 11. Quick pick there by NZ. Played in every season. Looking to get it back on the podcast. Excited to get Reg back in the league.
No, no, that's not him. That's his son. That's fine. I mean, it is what it is. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I
I've
had
been
to
carrying this
consult.
thing all by myself for the last hour and a half. I was like, I wish I had a co-host, but it's all good.
My bad.
We
I was trying to consult.
No, it's all good. HK is the pick. I'm really surprised as to why HK fell this late. I know he has schedule issues, but he is a really talented player when he is there. So really, really surprised. But he is the pick for NZ. Ahmed Mustafa Siddiqui seems like also is a new player. He goes
Yeah,
to Ducks.
he's
Quick pick.
the the younger guy I was actually thinking about. I think there's him and his brother.
Nice. Right. A quick look at some guys still on the board. We've got Vabir, we have Hojanko, who's the coach. Zamek Kazmi played on the Cowboys last year or a couple years ago. Aram Shah, you got Mdaz. Mikhail is a good special teams player. Shabir Ali had a pick last year, actually. Akbar Jaffrey, also a good special teams player. Asa Jaffrey, a good depth piece on the offensive line. Ali Raza Aftab is also available. And then Akbar Rizvi, Ali Siddiqui, who I believe is the younger brother of who you're talking about, and Osama Kalai, who I want to give a shout out to. He's been our IT guy throughout this entire operation. Shout out to Fizan Razi as well, helping us with this live stream, all the way from Jersey. 14 players left.
How do you feel? Did you know you were going to go on Manu's team?
He did text me, but the same thing I told all the captains as we have MDAS going to Natani. He did test me, as did all captains asking me about my schedule. I told him transparently. So, am I surprised he took me at 3? Kind of. Did it, but I can't say I didn't see it coming. So excited to play with the team. I wish I was there to kind of help him with the draft, but I'm really happy with who we taken. I
Yeah, I
have a ton of
mean,
chemistry.
this is probably your deepest receiver core you've ever had.
Yeah, for sure. As we get Mikhail, who I played with last season on the Patriots, good special teams player,
Huh?
or 2 seasons ago.
No, there's 2 more rounds. Yeah. So you got Goss, probably your wide receiver one, Gossam. Then you got
Yeah,
Zunair as your two. You got Mudafa, and then you got Mohsen, and you got Zaman. Yeah,
yeah, these are
those are great
yeah,
five targets.
yeah, for sure.
Um,
And I think we
are
already
they?
have a sick offensive, like
Yeah,
our O line. I think is great because our captain itself is arguably one of the best O line in the league,
you
and then
got
we get
Manu
Shabby
and
on top of
Chubby
that,
by.
and we
Yeah.
got Sayed Zach. So I really like our starters. Uh, Again, but it's a team effort from 1 through 13.
Yeah, I would say
Austin,
this is.
Akbar
I
down
would
three.
say just looking at this, this might be your best team that you've been drafted onto. Maybe I mean the Rams season is hard to judge because teams were weirder back then and it's been so long. But compared to the last few seasons, this might be the best for you.
For sure, for sure. I'm really excited to be with these
I
guys.
mean, yeah, because you weren't drafted to be quarterback last year. That team was really
Exactly,
good, but
exactly. On paper, it was a great team.
yeah, compared to Lions and Patriots, I think this team is probably a little deeper. Abbas, I'm very surprised by Nathani. He drafted really well too. Um,
It's good to hear. First time captain.
Dubs, Dubs is a very interesting draft.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
actually the
surprise
only one
approach.
that he took Farhan, who's missing 3 weeks supposedly. Wally's missing one regular season week and a playoff game. Who's A Rizvi?
That's Akbar.
Akbar. Okay, Akbar's solid. Heather, you know how it is with Heather. Shubra's missing the whole season and then only showing for playoffs. Iman is great. What was that? Ayan? He took Ayan.
Yeah, Ayan Hussein,
That's a
TK, who's also going
yeah.
to miss a portion. Like
TK
I believe
has
Ken will get a
yeah.
handful of quarterback snaps for him.
Is it going to be Ken as the backup?
I don't see who else it would be.
That's interesting that he waited that long to take a backup quarterback with Farhan missing 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, let's
I
see.
mean, no, they have Heather. Wants to play quarterback too.
Yeah, but that's if Heather also shows up.
Heather's going to show up. That's why I was telling everybody to take Heather, but you know, it's always scary with availability issues. ZJ has like a similar team to almost last year minus Rook, but now he gets Reza, and he gets
Play
Shazan on his
Bogdanovic
team.
as well.
He gets Pro back. Does he have? Oh, yeah. I mean, but he had Mohsen last year.
Yeah, Arham Shah with
Jaffer
Zanka.
is. I want to see how good he does. He's like on steroids right now. I don't even know. Who else's team did I not talk about? Yeah, I mean, Abbas's team is interesting. Taha finally gets like a top receiver in Mehdi for the first time. Um, then you have Yasser, who's not going to be there for the first 2 games, and but you have Fezan, who's going to block for you, I'm assuming. And then who's MZD?
MZD. Oh, that's me some.
Misum. Misum's a good receiver. He did really good last year. Shiraz, I guess, is like he's a quarterback. I don't know if we've seen him play outside of playing quarterback. I don't think he's gonna start over. He's not gonna start over Taha. Um,
Yeah, it's always good to have a QB2 option.
these
Let's
acronyms
see
are
what
really
it
hard.
does. Yeah, I could hover over some names though in case. So Sam McClay goes to Zaramai.
It would be nice. It would be nice that Adi starts as quarterback. I'm assuming that's going to be the case, but it would be nice to see because
100%.
he needs full on reps, and he doesn't need somebody telling him what to do. He has to remember, like, if you're the quarterback, it's your calls, it's your play calls. You can't just show up and expect other people to make the play calls.
I think
You
it's
got to
about
mess
time
up
for him
it.
to also to start taking over more of like a QB role in this league. He's been like a backup QB for a couple seasons. He's played behind me for a handful. He's played like with some other players. I think now that he's older, he has opportunity to start becoming one of those premier quarterbacks. So we'll see how he does. This is his first real test. I think this is his team as a quarterback. First time that he's the quarterback of the team. Unless Hossein plays
Yeah.
quarterback, which I don't know if he wants to, but that is a good
Um,
problem to have.
I mean, last season he gave Shiraz and ZM a chance before he stepped in the playoffs. But I think he's trying not to.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think he's way deadlier as a wide receiver.
Oh, 100%. There's not a person in the league who would guard him. 6 picks left until we wrap up here. And then on by, I know a lot of guys have questions. Let's talk about the field situation, like just a bit as far as schedule, what people can expect communication wise in the coming
So
weeks.
99%, we should only be playing on Sundays at the time that we wrote. Week 1 is booked. We're still confirming the playoff dates, but they're looking like we're going to get Heavenly Farms. But obviously, we'll share that information once it's fully confirmed. So you're looking at October 11th, 18th, and 25th to be at Heavenly. Week 2, 3, 4, and 5 is going to be most likely between no, Monroe High School or Manalapan Rec Center. There's a slight chance that it's at another field, but the time should all be consistent between 9 to 1.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I think it's also good to kind of switch up the locations as well. I think both of those locations are pretty central.
Not for me.
As we're wrapping up here with 6 picks left, who do you think was taken too late? Who do you think fell in the draft? Who surprised you as to why did they get taken so late?
I mean, it's always with football, it's not like basketball. You're not just basing off of pure skill, you're basing it off of position availability and you know, also chemistry, right? So like I see Ayan dropped a little bit, 7th round. He's
Yeah,
done offensively well every season, but I think there's just so many other options at what he does that he doesn't get prioritized. Obviously Farhan, I know he's missing 3 games. I personally would have taken him at 1, 2, 3, and 4, before he even went to 5. But it is what it is, I guess I understand. Um, um, Not really sure who else really dropped significantly. I think it's all just preference, right? Sometimes certain people go really high. Like um, Prof went high in previous seasons, and he went 6th round this time. I mean, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for, right? He did really well with ZJ in the past, so it could be high value.
yeah, 100%. And I think, what are your thoughts on how the first round played out? Because if you look, like, of Hali Mirza fell to the eighth pick. Farhan was the fourth quarterback taken, coming off an MVP season. Did that surprise you at all? The order of Zan to me to T to Farhan.
I thought it was crazy. I know Nabil's obviously prioritizing availability. So that's why he took Rook and Yafa, knowing that they're going to be there every game.
Is that confirmed with Rook? Because historically, that has like been the calling card for Sharuk.
That was the conversation. Um, there is possibly availability issues with Alamdar and Azadar as they're traveling from Albany, but they love football, so hopefully they're here every week. And then they're playing with their cousin Hamza Merchant, so he'll also be there. Um,
Nice.
so I mean, I think it just Dubs kind of threw availability out the window, but maybe he had side conversations with these guys, and you know it plays out a different way. Um, but I think it's all respectable. I think Hussein won. He could go 1, 2, 3. I think it's all good. Same thing with ZJ. He could go 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4. Um, if Nathani wanted to, he could have took a risk and waited on Taha. I don't think Dubs would have taken Taha if he was getting Farhan, and he could have probably taken, whoever he wanted. But he did end up getting Mehdi on the way back, so I think that's still like he's still happy with that. So um, let's see. I mean, I guess Nathani will have. He played with Mehdi last season. I guess now it's just now he has Taha as quarterback, so maybe he gets what he wants.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As our draft has concluded, the last 4 picks was Ali Siddiqui, Shabir Ali, Akbar Rizvi, and Ali Raza Aftab. That wraps up our draft. So we thank you guys. We got done in under 2 hours, which is pretty good. Thank you to our IT team helping us. We will have the post draft recap on Instagram in a little bit, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for hopping on. And for if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me or to Anbay. Until then, we'll see you guys later. Assalamu alaikum.
There, Sam.